Have you ever been disappointed because some things in your life didn't turn out the way you expected it to be? I guess we all feel the same way about 2020. Personally, I had so many plans for 2020. I wanted to have a summer vacation, take a summer class, study in a different place, hang out with my friends. But then, this year, God, this isn't what I've pictured out. I have a meme for this. That's exactly how the Jewish people felt in John chapter 6. They have spent 400 years waiting for the promised Messiah. They have studied and memorized the Old Testament prophecies. So can you imagine how excited they were after they saw Jesus perform the sign of feeding the 5,000, and they instantly realized, oh, this is the one. This is the one whom we've been waiting for. And so they chased Jesus down the following day. And in verse 30, so they asked him, "What sign then will you give us so that we may see it and believe you? What will you do? Our ancestors ate the manna from the wilderness, as it is written, He gave them bread from heaven to eat." And Jesus said to them, "Very truly I will tell you, it is not Moses who has given you the bread from heaven, but it is my Father who gives you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is the one that came down from heaven and gives life to the world." "Sir," they replied, "always give us this bread." Jesus declared, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry. Whoever believes in me will never go thirsty." Let's make this simple. People, the crowd, came to him asking for the bread, and they were actually expecting for the old form of bread, for the bread to look like the manna in the time of Moses. But Jesus, He came to give them, to offer them something different, something new, and something better. Jesus, He wanted people to understand that yes, He still is faithful, that yes, He will still provide them bread, but it's not the same bread. Your ancestors in the time of Moses, they ate the manna, yet they died. But if you take me, you will never die. You will have to live forever. And God and Jesus, He was actually referring to the spiritual death, which is separation from God. You will never be able to experience that if you take this new bread, new form of bread. Jesus, He wanted people to understand that what He offers is more than what they've expected. That He is the bread that came down from heaven. Jesus said, "I am all that you need. I am the one who can satisfy that hunger in your soul. I am the bread of life." So after Jesus was done teaching them over and over again that He is the bread of life, this is the reaction of the crowd, of the people. Let's skip to verse 60. On hearing it, many of His disciples said, "This is a hard teaching. Who can accept it?" "Lord, we're not used to this. We're not used to this new bread. Can you give us the old bread na lang? Because that's what we're used to." And that made me realize that what disappoints us, that the barrier to what God is trying to show us, the new thing and the greater thing that God is trying to show us, it's because we keep on looking back. It's not because of what's before us. It's not because of the new bread. It's because of the old bread. We keep on looking back at the old bread. We keep on clinging at the past. We keep on grumbling, if only this pandemic didn't happen, if only that problem didn't arise, if only things turned out the way I expected it to be. But in Isaiah 43, verse 18 to 19, it says, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Do you not see it? God is doing new things in new ways and new forms, and you must move on. You need to move on in order for you to see it. To be honest, yes, I was disappointed with 2020. I didn't like how it turned out. But I believe, just like what Holly Furtick said, I believe that we will look back at the disappointments of 2020 and they will be some of our best memories. I know that statement might raise eyebrows, but it's true. We need to accept and understand and embrace that God's thoughts are higher than our thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways. And He may not fit into my plans, and it may not turn out the way I expected it to be. But one thing I know, two things, but that He is good and that He has great things in store for us. We need to trust Him. And so let's go back to the story. In verse 66 is one of the saddest stories in the Bible. And many of His disciples turned their back from Him and no longer followed Him. Can you imagine how Jesus felt? The crowd came to Him asking Him for what He can do, for what He could do. And when He does it, they didn't like it. So I encourage you, brothers and sisters, stop clinging to the former things. Confront your expectations that are holding you back. I believe that God is here, God is near, and He is inviting you right now. Yes, right now. Come to me, all you are hungry, all you are thirsty, all you are weary. Come to me. Seek the Lord while He may be found. Call upon Him while He is near. His words will not return void. There is fullness in His words that you are actually missing. And right now He is offering it to you. Can you let go of the old and accept the new that He is bringing to you?